Hello everyone, welcome to Homework Help. If you find the videos useful, please subscribe to the channel. So in this video, we'll solve this problem using the concept of independent events. So as per the problem, Albert is a physical therapist who specializes in pediatric leg injuries. His patients differ in age and type of injury. So we are given this chart for Albert's patients. So there are three types of pain and there are two age categories. So we have to find are the events the patient suffers from ankle pain and the patient is 13 to 19 years old independent. So we have to find whether the event the patient suffers from ankle pain and the other event the patient is 13 to 19 years old independent. So for that we'll have to use the equation for independent events, and the equation is probability of intersection of events A and B is equal to probability of event A times probability of event B. Let's assume event A is the patient suffers from ankle pain and event B is the patient is 13 to 19 years old. So we have to calculate these three probabilities and then we will use those probability values to check whether they satisfy this independent events equation. So let's start by calculating probability of A and B or probability of A intersection B. The formula for theoretical probability is number of favorable outcomes over number of possible outcomes. A and B means that both events should happen. First step is to calculate the total number of patients that Albert has, and for that we can calculate the column sums and then add those sums. So in the first column the sum is 3 plus 6 plus 4, which is equal to 13, and the sum of the second column is 4 plus 6 plus 3, which is also 13. So the total number of patients that Albert has is 26. So if a patient is selected, there are 26 possible outcomes. Now, number of favorable outcomes will be the number of patients who suffer from ankle pain and they are in the 13 to 19-year-old age category. As per the given chart, there are 6 patients in that category. So that means the number of favorable outcomes is 6. So this is a very important concept we need to understand and memorize. We can reduce this fraction to 3 over 13. So this is the probability for A and B. Next, we should calculate the probability for event A. So we'll use the same formula, number of favorable outcomes over number of possible outcomes. Now we have to select a patient. There are 26 choices, so there are 26 possible outcomes. And if we want to select a patient that suffers from ankle pain, there are 12 possible favorable outcomes because there are 12 patients who have ankle pain. So we have to add the number of patients in the middle row. 6 plus 6 is equal to 12. So the probability for event A is 12 over 26, and we can reduce this fraction by dividing the numerator and the denominator by 2. Next, we can calculate the probability for event B. So if we have to select a patient, the number of possible outcomes will be 26. The number of favorable outcomes for event B is 13 because there are 13 patients in the 13 to 19 years old age category. And 13 over 26 can be reduced to 1 over 2 because both 13 and 26 are divisible by 13. Now we can sub in these probabilities in the independent events equation and check if the left side becomes equal to the right side. The probability of A and B is 3 over 13. Probability of event A is 6 over 13. And probability of event B is 1 over 2. I get 3 over 13 on both sides. That means the left side is equal to the right side. Therefore, the independent events equation is satisfied by the given data. So that means the two events are independent. So this should be the final answer for this problem. So these are the steps you have to keep in mind to solve a problem like this one. So I hope you'll find this video useful. Please share it, like it, and subscribe to Homework Help. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye.